John E, 5 months. Other Twitch baby bump is showing.
Do you actually cities or roads by traveling there, or is it just Google Street Views these days? It's Google Street View. For just say because it otherwise would get really expensive to send people out there, and mainly you use it just on the fly while you have Google Street View on one screen and your map editor on the other screen, so you can pretty much compare between the two. So
that's something I talked about with the editors when I came down there. Like I said to them, do you use Google Street View a lot? And they were like, oh yeah. Like before that, they used to have to go and look up, you know, books and things online or whatever, try and find photographs, and now they can just drop in Street View.
Yeah, and there are some few other sites that do show photos from other areas where there is no Street View. This is especially useful in Germany if we are ever going to go there. Or
oh, actually, it's pretty green, Cypher.
Or for doing some review stuff. But yeah, not all countries are covered by Street View. I think for instance, I know for Germany and Austria there were legal reasons why they wouldn't cover it with Street View. Something with privacy policy. But for people working for like pro mods, this can be quite annoying. But we know all the sources.
Is the Lago di Garda near Verona? I don't know. Ooh.
So for instance, when you...
Scenery's pretty good. I do like the arrows on the sat-nav now, the fact that it tells you which way you're going.
Yeah. Also, you have this four-way junction here in Napoli, so with curved leaf ramps. It's used like 3 or 4 times in the whole map DLC, but only this location is actually where it's used in real life. I actually modeled this junction on this one in real life.
That's weird, it's like a semi-cloverleaf.
Yes.
It's like there's 2 ways that you can't get the other way kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, so if you're coming from the west, you can't go north.
Actually, you can.
Well, no, oh yeah, you can. 1 second, you can go south, you can go north. Does this let you go any direction from any direction?
Yes. Yes, it allows you.
Yeah, it's got 2 loops and 2 straight alongs, as opposed to having 4 loops. Interesting.
Yep. But,
the guy talking is Mandelsoft,
okay.
map editor for Pro Mods and SCS. If you've just joined.
In the future, once SCS have another map team of map makers for rebuild, will you be on the rebuild team or DLC team? Well, you will have to find out later.
Yeah, this toll booth has a 50 limit.
Also, we've recently hired a batch of new colleagues. I think the biggest batch we have so far. So.
Well, you've hired more people.
Yes, we've hired 8 people this month. So.
Blimey.
That's the biggest expansion we had.
It must be like every single week you go to work now and some face you don't recognise.
I come in like every 2 months or something, or maybe usually it was 1 or 2 people, or maybe 3, and this is the one that was 8, and that was like crazy. But it's not that I'm involved with every one of them. So we got 3 new moppers for Euro Truck Simulator 2, but we have to educate them. So that's up to me and other senior mappers to do that.
I'm in the back streets of Napoli now. I'm Alan, thank you for 50 months. Oh yeah, Rubber Duck with 1 year.
Why don't Purples and SCS
back to 1 year, thanks for your streams. Thanks Rubber Duck, happy anniversary.
There are a few reasons why this doesn't happen. The first reason is that it gets pretty complicated with assets and with conflicts, and some assets are not to assets to standard, and they are maybe not efficient enough, especially in the Poland Rebellion region. It's just a mess. The second reason is even harder reason. That's the legal standpoint of who owns what, and things like working laws, because it's okay if
Nice.
you work on it as a teenager as a hobby, but if you do it as a job, then it's technically kind of counts as child labor, and that is where things get really iffy. And SES doesn't really want to bother with that because it may do more trouble than good. And the third thing is that some things may not even be compatible. But yeah, it is it's hard.
Under the highway. I like this highway under the highway. It's nice.
Yeah, double deck highways are nice.
Wow, this is actually quite a busy city, Natalie. Look at this. I have been here in real life. It's very busy, bit smelly.
How far away is the special transport DLC? Let's just keep it to soon, TM.
Wow, this is quite nice. There's so many buildings here, crikey. Interesting draw distance stuff happening then when I drove in. There was like cars appearing in the car park.
Someone asked me if there's going to be sale on the DLC. That's up to Steam, not to Steam.
Wow. This is actually really, really detailed. This is crazy. I'm actually impressed with this. This is incredible, like scenery, and the frame rates are still really high as well.
Yeah, this is also at my top favorite list of cities of this DLC.
I'm gonna go straight onto the coast because that looks interesting. This ferry point has got a really old building.
Yeah. If I don't catch anyone's questions, sorry for that, because I have just two things I just need to watch, and I may miss questions. Is there any site of official SCS multiplayer tracking server? I don't know, and if I did know, I'm not allowed to tell.
Which is what I said earlier. Right. Let's right down here or the next one. This is crazy. This is so good. This is my favourite city so far.
Will the new scanners be compatible with the Mighty Griffin DLC? I don't know. I think they will be in time, but that's up to the vehicle department.
Yeah, that's impressive. Very cool.
Someone asked me about Coach Simulator, and I don't know exactly what the
Hey, Wackaday, how you doing?
status is there.
Right,
yeah.
we've had you on for an hour. I'm sure you want to get off, but what I'm thinking is maybe you want to, if I give away a key, maybe you want to sort of tell me when to click the button. So it's like pulling the number out of the hat, but not really. Do you want to do that?
Yeah, I'm not bored of it quite yet. So
Hey?
So
I didn't hear that.
I'm not bored of being here yet, so I can still continue. So there's still quite a lot of
Alright, well
questions.
let's go down to Messina and then we'll call it there. That's quite a journey.
Yeah. Yeah. Good. Yeah, that's alright.
Click away,
Nothing else
squirrel,
to
click
do in
away.
Seagrams.
See how far we've got. Right, so we're leaving Napoli, then I'm going to go back north towards a discoverable and then head back down the highway towards Catanzaro.
Catanzaro. I think
Oh, yeah,
Catanzaro was also the first city that was being completed.
Thank you, Zafara. Thank you for the bits.
That was the first city where, let's say, 90% of the details were in place.
It looks very small.
It's not that big, but it has nice scenery.
40 k's down this highway. Oh my god. Oh man.
Yep.
It's the same speed as like basically going through my housing estate with small children crossing the road.
Yeah, Italy loves to replace those signs, just like those curve shields, those black and white arrow things. And some roads they just place them like crazy. Most countries are like, well, we just place 5 and that's we call it a day. And Italy's like, no, we have to place it through the entire curve.
Yep, they're annoying.
Yeah, the A22 it has a lot of them, and I have to place them all by hand.
Lars Monson, thank you for subbing.
job.
Can we give Lars a nutty welcome? Lunar Night Show, 23 months. 1 more month to go to the Golden Nut. Keep on trucking. Somebody asked what do bits give Squirrel. 1 bit is 1 cent. So 100 bits is $1.
Quite different.
Basically, when you give me
usually
bits,
with,
when Twitch pays me at the end of the month, like if you give me 100 bits, they give me $1.
Detail levels and then increase detail on each iteration. While as a promote, we start just building high detail right away, and in some parts it has its pros and its cons. So
what are we talking about?
what the difference is how maps are being constructed promotes and with SCS.
Oh, I see. Right.
Workflows. So
well,
yeah, there is a difference.
You already said, didn't you? Because with pro mods, you can go and change anything. With SCS, like if it's an asset, you can't touch it.
Yeah, but the basic map itself, with SCS, we go through the steps. So first with prototyping, then with layout maps, that sort of stuff. But pro mods, we just start with high detail right away often. But
what have you missed in the last 20 minutes?
Good idea, but sometimes it can leave.
Great views of Napoli.
What I call islands of development. So you have some parts that are really detailed, and some are just parts of just roads without any terrain or something, just right next to each other. And that can be really annoying at some point where you want to get a release ready.
It keeps raining in Italy, I'll say that much.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can hear Mandelsoft.
Also, one funny thing is, most companies are new in Italy. We're also new, and we're also new companies in France. But one company that keeps on popping up everywhere is IKEA Bohar, or basically SCS IKEA.
Do you guys ever try to get real brands in the game, like IKEA? Or is it just not something you've tried?
I think it's not something we've tried at SCS. I think we don't really bother with it because it's already hard enough to get truck licenses.
He's indicating, and he went straight past the junction. What a scumbag. Oh my god.
What do you use to model cities? Photographs or street view? I said street
it's
view.
It's a fight.
Yeah, it's mostly street view.
So, what tools do you use to make the map? Is it the sort of tools they give you, or is it like stuff that you can buy off the shelf?
what we used to make the map for ECS2.
Yeah, to make the maps.
There is an internal map editor in ETS2 pack, so every player can actually access it if you know how. And that's how map modding teams actually work, because they just can access this tool. But when it comes to modeling, you need some other software.
Like Blender.
Blender, yes.
Pesky Cat, thank you for subbing.
SCS uses Maya, but Maya is a paid product, so
Oh yeah.
that's not for everyone. And the plugin for Maya that
Give
SCS
Pesky
uses
Ratner to
is
welcome.
not publicly available, so use the Blender tools instead. And for promos, I mainly use the Blender tools. I've used actually Blender to SCS first. That has some file management, and then I used ZModeler, and then I switched to Blender tools.
So when you're working on Pro Mods, do you do the assets as well as the mapping then?
Yes, but lately I've done more with assets than with mapping.
Right, we're passing a discoverable something.
Someone asked if I have worked on any other games than SCS or ETS2.
Volvo.
I have, as a job, I've only worked on ETS2. This is actually my first job.
His first job's working for a games company.
This. But when it comes to games, I used to be in the SimCity 4 modding scene for 6 or 7 years.
Jay Stocky, you probably have to go to your account on Squirrel.tv and change it to sub white.
You also see a big cone-shaped thing that's the Volcano supermarket, Volcano Mall, which is actually more a bit more of a Vesuvius, but the real Vesuvius is on your right hand side.
We can't see anything at the moment because of the mist.
Yeah, too bad. But it is there, and it actually
I did see it earlier.
And it triggers an achievement.
What does, if you go there?
Yeah, if you go near them. Yeah, there are actually two volcanoes in this map. You have the Vesuvius and you have the Etna. But the Etna is on the Sicily.
Yes, he's Dutch. He is Dutch, he's living in Prague, working at SCS. It's really weird, like, getting onto this highway, the bridge is 70, but when you get onto the bit that turns, it drops to 40. So they bring you at 70 over the bridge, and then when you gotta line up to get onto the highway, you're only doing 40. It's bizarre.
Yep, that's Italy. It's
Here, get on the highway with a difference of 80 kilometers an hour.
Yeah, basically like that. And there's also a gas station south of the next toll gate, and that's also one of the prototypes. It's also a really nice one. So you maybe can take the exit to the gas station.
I think that's the mountain in the distance, on the right though.
Yeah.
Evan the Kid, thank you for the resume.
If somebody asks how much does promos actually know, actually, because of I'm working, they know.
How much does what?
The promos team, or actually mainly the developers team, part of the team, do know a bit what SCS is working on, but as I've noticed during the past 3 months, they are pretty good at keeping a secret. So basically knew about the time where I knew that Italy was going to be the next DLC, and they have also kept quiet during the same time. So
wow.
I actually knew that the Italy DLC was being developed since October 2016, and the team also knew that, and no one ever leaked about it. So that's pretty. So I can trust these people with a secret. But for instance, the beta testers don't know it, so they don't know what's going on. So you really have to be involved deeply in the team to get this information. But in general, really, I just don't speak about like what the SS is doing. And
Options,
only to
gameplay.
people I can trust or just good at keeping a secret. People I know that are not going to leak this information.
Where did they put the rain probability slider?
Did you have Germany is its first option on the rework list? Why not the Netherlands? Well, Germany is older and looking worse. The Netherlands is actually not that bad represented, but yeah, I know the crowds in Rotterdam and Amsterdam, but overall it's not that bad.
You can trust Microsoft not to reveal the Mars DLC. I love it.
Unrecognizable.
Back down. I've gone blind. You know what? You get streamer blindness. There it is. See, you get streamer blindness. I told you.
And it's also
You guys don't know. It's a thing. It's a phenomena. You can see stuff, and then when you're streaming, you can't see it. It's amazing. It's actually a thing. One day, they'll prove it. Just want to dial the rain back. Yeah, I got done for speeding back there for some scumbag Italian thing. So what happened was, we're cruise control at 80, and then they suddenly dropped the speed limit to 70 and slapped a speed camera there. So I just got hit for it. It's ridiculous.
It can also be a police officer.
Yeah, 1,100 euros I got fined.
Yeah, that's police officer.
Which is just completely nuts. 1,100 euros for doing 10 kilometers over the speed limit. Mr. Refrick with 2 years.
Why is there no Dutch truck skin DLC in the game? Okay. It is in kind of a limbo. Yeah. That is not really progressing well. I think it had some problems with the ultimately made skins and that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I thought that'd make him move.
Yeah, it's a bit cursed.
Refrick, my weekend in London is amazing. Fly back home tomorrow. Also, Thai Metro, dude. Best Thai restaurants in London. I told you, bro. I told you.
It's a bit close to the other two cities.
Oh my, Chicken Nando's also happened. 1 year hype. Yay! I'm glad you enjoyed it.
There, and usually we don't really touch areas we've already worked on, except for bug fixes, or in case with the oversized DLC to make some adjustments there. But in general, we don't touch it unless we really revise an area.
I got to break the speed limit to get past this guy.
What's your favorite country to drive around in on ATS2? Yeah, that differs between Promods and with the original map. Is that SCS map? In the SCS map, it's a tie between France and Germany, France and Italy. And in the Promods map, it's the rebuilt parts of Germany,
Well, rip, my game just crashed.
Oh dear.
Oh dear.
Rip.
I was driving along side by side with a truck, and then I crashed.
Must be Ficomod that is not playing nice.
Yeah, I've got some trailer packs, so maybe something's not fixed.
Yeah, random question before with things like trailer packs and that sort of stuff.
Yeah, I mean, if it tries to spawn something in that's not compatible, it's going to break, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh, it's. I now see it breaking on my end. Quite a delay here.
Westy Dog, he can't answer that, and he won't know the answer anyway. But I can tell you.
Yeah, if the game crashes,
I've already answered that
before. Because I'm not following the programming team.
They can't get the Renault license until they get the Volvo license, which needs renewing.
But if the game crashes due to promods, then it becomes my responsibility.
Nah, I ain't got time to check the log, Andy. It never really reveals anything that useful anyway. Is Chelmsford the greatest city that promotes added, or do you have another? Lol.
Is Chelmsford the greatest thing that promods added?
That question.
Honestly...
Well, the answer is yes, because that's where Squirrel's house is.
My honest answer
Obviously.
is I've seen better. I can't think off the top of my head what the best city is, but I think the funniest thing is with some cities. When I was in Iceland this summer for real, and I was getting into Isafjord.
I did not mention the Rennie Drunk sub.
I got this strange deja vu feeling, like I've been here before.
I don't even see it.
That's because the guy who did Iceland did a pretty darn good job in recreating that, and he also did some adjustment. We did some parts of southern Iceland, and I saw Selfoss and Heuven, how he rebuilt it. It was completely spot on. I could completely recognize where exactly these places were, and even a hotel I stayed near Skaftafell was also represented on the map, so that was also really nice.
Hang on, let me try and find it, Rennie Drunk.
So I was like, just browsing around the map and was like, I know this place, I've stayed over here.
How long ago was it?
Yeah. But on the other hand, I was like driving. My parents were driving in Iceland, and I was like, whenever I saw sort of strange, I could recognize. I'm like, this will be next. This will be next. Oh, hey, there it is.
6:41 PM. Rennie Drop subscriber Twitch Prime. That one. There's no message though, Rennie Drop. Thank you for subbing. I'm sorry I missed it.
I think one of my favorite map parts is in our.
No, it's not the Prime bit. No.
New parts in Norway.
I see resubs more than I see just the actual
special feeling to it.
like
especially
sub itself, if you see what I mean. Like a message. I see the message better.
And that sort of stuff.
Mr. David John Gibbons, how you doing?
So, where can you find volcanoes? Where they are in real life, of course.
What's that?
There's somebody else where to find volcanoes.
Volcanoes?
So first answer is where you find them in real life. The second answer is get an atlas and find them yourself.
I must admit, when I went to Italy in a car, I remember it having quite a few tunnels because it is very, very hilly in places.
Yeah.
Not mad, Mr. David John Gibbons. How you doing?
One thing is, in southern Italy, at least in this part, you don't find toll roads. So from the part where you left Napoli and past the toll road, it's all toll free.
Yeah, I spotted that. It's also, it opens up a lot as well, and you can see a lot of landscape now.
Yeah.
Microsoft is indeed Dutch, yes.
Yeah, there's also a part in this. There are also a few parts that Sven rebuilt. You may know him. Rebuilt. I had a internship of a few weeks at SCS in the summer, so we did a few parts.
You're learning about volcanoes right now. I had to learn about volcanoes. Tectonic plates, volcanoes, magma, the whole thing, like how they're formed. It's brilliant. Loved it.
Yeah, there are 10 people
Ottawa,
on the Mapping team.
I see things
No,
coming
no,
through,
no,
but sometimes I can't say because he's
one
talking.
guy
So
never is in the office. He always works from home. His nickname is Duke. He did quite a lot of this part. There was also another guy nicknamed Pepe, but he left the company because he lives in Brno, and Brno is like 200 kilometers from Prague, and getting there up and down the road every day is, yeah, that's not really practical. So he only came once a week, but he has now found a job at Wargaming, which is hosted in Brno. So good for
thank you,
him.
Nordic. 14 months. Ottawa
But,
made a
yeah,
golden
he
nut.
did some nice
Thank you for
things
12 months, Nordic. Look forward to many more years.
in Italy.
Thank you, 5 months, Haribo.
I got this from him, and I think he did also a large part in Napoli, and he also did Toronto. And I really like his work, but sadly he's not.
I don't know who or what you're talking about right now.
Yeah, one of the colleagues that has also worked on this map, but he
Okay.
has now left the company for another job.
I'll do the videos this week if I can.
But yeah, he still visits us every now and then. Last Friday we went to a pub with all the marketing, and he was there too. So we still see him around.
Have we got any more questions for Mandelsoft, guys? Anything about the Italia DLC you want to know? We know there's like 19 cities. We know there's 11,000 kilometers of stuff. Anything else you want to know? We know there's Easter eggs, but you have to find them yourself. This is a night. What is this here? Hang on, there's like it's like a dam, maybe?
Yes, it is a dam.
So you can drive right past that and not even notice it properly.
Yeah, there are more points like that.
Just fly straight past it. King Regulus, thank you for subbing. Welcome to Now's King Regulus.
Someone asked about distant sites, but yeah, due to the norms, SCS has set them for themselves with sites.
Will Tesla trucks be added to the game? Lol.
Tesla trucks. Yeah, that's not my department, so yeah. You get into the whole licensing thing and stuff and blah blah yada yada yada.
Price is on the blog.
In other words, complicated stuff.
Price is on the blog. It's already been informed from last week, I think. 7th Blue, 2 years. Golden Acorn, thank you for the great streams. Many more to come. Thank you, 7th Blue. Happy anniversary. This is a really long road.
How did you make it look so good? Well, that is simple. Lots of work and probably also lots of alcoholic drinks.
A lot of practice.
Check. Lots of practice.
Is a Volvo mod pack coming up? I have no idea.
A lot of slot engineering.
When I buy the retail version, will I get a free pizza? Says Tommy.
Maybe you get a free virtual pizza?
Well, I didn't get a free baguette when I bought the French DLC, so I wouldn't expect a free pizza.
That was because you were looking at real baguettes. But have you got a virtual baguette? Digital one.
They should, I don't know if it's already in there or not, but if not, you know the little things that hang from the cab? They should put a little pizza one in there.
Maybe.
So you can hang a little mini pizza, like an air freshener pizza.
Yeah. If SCS is not going to make it, someone will mod it.
That's what I mean, but it should come with the DLC. Like the DLC should come with little things for the cab, little decorations from that country.
Yeah, it would be funny. Do you know it's on the base map, but why is it hidden? It is on the base map because it has content on it that mixes
pepperoni
on in the same sector as base content. But
brilliant, I love it.
Hit it and
that's great.
But it was a decision to hide it, that part. but yeah, because SES wants to have one version of each map sector at all times, so that we don't bug fix 2, 3 times or 4 times, or we just keep on fixing the same bug over and over again. So the whole map is just one version, each sector is just one version, and there are some flags that will hide them or enable them when you have the DLC or not. But yeah, for just practical reasons, Genova is just in there. But disabled when you don't have the DLC. But in 2 days you can actually see it in all its glory. The rest of the content, because we've now only seen
A
the
bobblehead Doyle.
western part of Italy, but there's also a whole bunch on the eastern part that you may not have seen. What about the Lord Toy Bobblehead DLC?
Oh, that's a nice view. Oh my god.
Oh. Yeah, I think SCS is not going to do that because of Lord Toy copyright. But I guess someone may mod it.
Trying to get the angle on this sunset. When's Lord Doyle coming on? Soonish, I think, before 8.
People are still asking why Sardinia is missing. We thought we didn't have enough time to do that when we decided what to do when we were making them up. So even Sicily was in the first month of not even there, but we decided to do that in anyway because it was such a recognizable, just a characteristic part of Italy. And it was still close to the mainland. But does it mean Sardinia will never come? Well, who knows? Maybe a map expansion in the future, maybe not. Better on.
Catanzaro, was this the one that you said was the first city you did?
No, it's the first city that was completed in this DLC.
Right. But you didn't build this one?
No, this was mostly done by Inkley. So. Bits out. I didn't do much in this region concerning mapping work. Only doing all the signs. There is a small part of Palermo that I did and some stretch of the motorway, but other than that, it's work from other people. For instance, Sicily was the main territory of Ed and Ilona. Ilona is, let's say, the hottest map designer in ETS. You think you have them on? You have an interview with her on video, but yeah, we see that Vanetska is being published. Because yeah, you went to SCS and then came back, and then suddenly disaster strikes in your family. You can't blame that.
Not really. It's out of my control.
Nope. Yeah, there are some things you can't plan. I think in the same week, I had also some disaster. No, not disaster, but major inconveniences that I was just preparing my breakfast and I cut myself with a bread knife in my finger. And that was quite painful.
What, with salad?
With no, not with salad. With cutting some bread.
Oh, right, okay.
And that was, yeah, a bit of a panic, but yeah. It was also the first time I had to manage to get medical care, and all I could trust on was my Czech knowledge, which was just enough to get me to the right location and get myself treated. But
how's your Czech coming along now?
still difficult. I just completed A1 level, but it's a bit, let's say, the survival level, but that's still quite complicated. I still make lots of errors. It's just that it's a really hard language.
Yeah, I bet. I couldn't do it.
Yeah.
I find it hard trying to learn a simple language. Never mind that.
Yeah. Apparently Dutch is the easiest language just to learn when you speak English. But when from all the language backgrounds that might differ.
We're in Catanzaro. I'm gonna go and rest, I think.
Any World of Track events you can speak to coming up? No, but I think there could be a Christmas event, or at least that I think that would be quite probable. But I have no guarantees from there. But
There's always a Christmas event.
yeah, it would be surprised if there weren't. What do you like the most about your job at SDS? Yeah, still doing the stuff that I like.
You're doing what you were doing before, but you're getting paid to do it. Surely.
Yeah, and you have a bit more influence on that side. I mean, you don't have control, but you have influence. So you can steer it a bit in a certain direction, but just with hinting that sort of stuff. Like, yeah, maybe this will be good. Maybe that's all. Maybe this will be a good idea. And I mean, I also see things from another's perspective. So some features may be useful for others. Yes, adaptive cruise control coming soon. I have no idea how the programmers are going to tackle it, so I have no idea.
There's a rest area here somewhere.
Are we going to have you all here one day? One day. When the day will be, you can only guess.
Let's go and pull up here and rest.
Has SES ever said how long they would cover ETS for? As it looks like now, it will be for quite a few years. So support will probably not drop anytime soon. I mean, they still have quite some plans for mod DLCs.
The phone's ringing. Right.
Happy anniversary.
Let's do a giveaway.
That is a signal that they don't going to quit anytime soon. I mean, the project still sells quite well, so why stop?
Right, I'm going to give away a key for Italy DLC.
Happy anniversary.
So, why don't you think of a keyword?
Keyword. Let the first keyword be pizza.
Pizza it is. Right, guys, the keyword is going to be pizza. The giveaway is now open. So what you need to do is put !pizza in chat in lowercase. Don't put it in caps and don't do it more than once, and that'll enter you into the giveaway. I'll leave that running for a few minutes. !pizza will put you into the giveaway for the Italia DLC key.
As usual.
Yeah, you need to put ! on the front of that, guys.
Yeah, you have to specify what flavor. One of my users have been added to the level.
A lot of pizza in chat.
Yep.
Happy anniversary.
Yeah, languages. I have learned German, Swedish, English. English has now become a second language, and I use it more than Dutch. But yeah.
Rude Irish Knight, thank you for 23
Czech
months.
is a whole different ball game.
1 more to 2 years.
It is like every annoying thing that German has, and even more still. So
Right, let's go left.
do you think there's going to be a new ETS game in the future?
Natter.
Personally, I think not. It just ETS2 with more updates that it's basically become ETS3. I mean, if you've looked at the game how it was in 2012 when it came out, and how it is now, you see a completely different game.
That's a strong sign. I'm impressed. The build quality on Italian signs is good.
Welcome back.
They're very strong.
What's the crazy? They're stopping
Just
head
the
on
tip.
pizza.
Just the tip of that sign arrested
Why
the
did it have
entire
so much
trailer.
crazy toppings?
That's brilliant.
I think egg is one of them.
Happy anniversary, Natter.
Let's have a Catanzaro. Oh, look at that bridge. We didn't come over that bridge, did we? What is that bridge near Catanzaro that I can see?
I don't know the name, but it is quite clearly visible from the road. It is
Oh,
it
wrong
is
way.
more from Rio Bridge. But yeah, that's, let's say, one of the lesser known landmarks that are in this DLC. So you may not see the Colosseum, but you see these kind of constructions out there.
Czech is an easier Slavic language. Yeah, I'll take your word for it.
Czech is the easier Slavic language. I've actually heard that because it has so many,
Natter.
let's say, original words in there. That it's harder because the vocabulary is, different.
They're all hard to me. I wouldn't have a clue. Chucky Shrews, thank you for 2 months.
Yeah, for
Jappimon,
instance,
9 months. Keep running. ETS getting better.
Swedish
Thank you,
and,
Jappimon.
Swedish and German are easy for me, and English too, because there's a lot of shared vocabulary. So a lot of words that are in one language are also in the other language. But when it comes to Czech, there are so many words that are not familiar to me. That's a whole challenge on its own. I mean, I find it easier to learn the grammar rules by heart than to learn the vocabulary.
Yeah, I honestly, there's just no way I could learn it. Like, if somebody said, oh, we'll give you this really high-paid job and you have to learn Czech, I'd be like, nah, it's not going to happen.
Well, I was like that a few years ago, but I had a group of friends who were also learning some different languages, and that's why I decided to pick up Swedish. And that was actually the proof that I actually can still learn a new language. So, yeah, it's a bit of a different mindset you need to have, and also you really need the motivation to do that.
Well, I think you need the motivation, and also the fact that you're immersed in the country has got to help in some way.
A little bit, but if every time someone addresses me in Czech while I'm not starting the conversation, I'm caught completely off guard.
Yeah, I'll bet. But I thought, I mean, you Dutch guys, almost always speak more than one language. So I would have thought that you would not really have a massive problem learning another one.
That's because most in school we usually have English is obligatory, so everyone has to learn English. French and German are often common, and at my level I had to learn one of these languages. So English was obligatory plus another one, and in some schools you also have Spanish. But when it comes to languages like Russian, then it's often not really available. And at gymnasium level, we often also get Greek and Latin. But I didn't do that, so